What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the Ad Podcast. We are here with Allie Cox, the CEO of Noble West, out from California in the beach. How's it going?
I'm not from, I'm not from the beach, though. You know I'm from the fields.
Well, hey, I don't know if that's branding appropriate. So, how's your can been?
Amazing. Just have truly enjoyed being able to talk about our kind of differentiating positioning as a specialty shop in agriculture, food, and sustainability, which, I've had so many lean in moments, including several panels where I always answer with more of a food bent and a nutrition bent and sustainability. And just like the lean in, I'm sorry, did you just talk about something I actually care about?
That's fun. Yeah, it kind of plays into people's passion points, right? Like it's not just something that a lot of brands care about from their positioning of being like, you always talk about the hero ingredient, but the idea that, people really care about what they're eating, what they're putting on their face now, what they're wearing. So it feels like it's a touch point to kind of connect with the marketer that cares about those things personally too.
Yeah, it's definitely, I'm glad you said that, Dylan. It's superhuman, right? Like we all eat, we all have feelings about our values with what we eat and how we spend our money. And I just love that we're kind of bringing farming and the agriculture side to the forefront of that conversation, which is something that I will never get tired of talking about or advocating for, because I just know kind of what's at home fueling basically an international food system.
Yeah, I love it. So talk about taking a huge event like Cannes. How do you, as a specialties shop who has a certain type of client that you're a home run fit for, how do you kind of dissect the world of Cannes, make your agenda, and kind of spend your time the most strategically? Do you kind of have a game plan of types of panels that you're going to float around to, types of people you want to meet? And were there any conversations with any marketers this week that you didn't expect to be relevant, but they ended up becoming relevant because of the stories that you guys like to tell?
How I kind of strategized my week, we're on day 4 or day 5, was really about finding opportunities to learn about the brand building part of it. Obviously the strategy part, because I think that's the most relatable to the challenges that I have. And of course, I absolutely love my network of agency owners, especially female agency owners, women-owned, and have spent a lot of time with the Own It group and also my Worldwide Partners agency colleagues. But I really just kind of focus on learning new ways to build brands and build connection amongst our clients and our partners. I think that's the most important part for me. The creative, of course, is fabulous and fascinating. I don't need to talk about AI anymore.
I love it.
You know what I mean? Just like
we're it's like anti-AI Cannes this year.
It really is.
My,
it's like we don't.
My goal is to not bring it up unless somebody else does.
Absolutely.
But if we're bringing it up about the fact that we're not talking about it, so I like it.
I know. I mean, it's like, do we talk about the internet anymore?
Right,
no, we do not talk about the internet anymore.
Yeah.
We talk about the actual work that the internet helps us enable, right?
Yeah.
Same with
AI. It's a canvas, it's an operating system, but it doesn't need to be like the focal point of everything.
It's whatever you need it to be.
Yeah.
It can also write business plans and forecasting, right? I mean, it can find themes and budgets. I'm here for all of that, but none of that is interesting for me to talk about.
Totally. I love it.
But that's okay. That's why I think that Cannes is so awesome, because there is a little bit of something for everybody if you seek it out and you're intentional. But what I have not seen and not heard enough about is actually the business and the marketing of food. Like those brands are not big finalists. I did hear about a wonderful brand that's Canadian based and also distributed in the US called Maple Leaf Foods. They won a great award. That's a wonderful brand.
Is it maple leaf syrup type stuff, or?
It's sausage.
Oh yeah, I know those guys. I've had their products. They're great.
Totally. And so that's been really interesting. And I just think that there are, I had dinner next to a Nestle executive. That was really interesting. I had a wonderful dinner with a woman who owns a private equity company that is based in food and innovation. That was super interesting. But cool. These things, those kind of conversations, so back to long-winded answer.
No, I love
those are happening in pockets.
Yeah. It's kind of almost the magic of, serendipity versus like you went out and had this person on a list and you tracked them down.
Yeah. And I think that's where, if you're vulnerable, open, and honest about what you're working on and what you're struggling with, that's where you're going to have some really great opportunities. And that's what I'm really focused on.
So, we're in Europe. We're in an area that is known for like heritage agricultural products to some degree. Olive oils of Spain, olive oils in Italy. Like here, like food is definitely a part of culture, and there's a lot of things, whether you talk about the wine industry. Are there some interesting companies from like this market that you think are doing interesting things or have interesting stories to tell? Anything that you kind of identified before coming out here? Because it feels like this is a fun market because you have this like old world idea, like, Almagnac has been produced in this region since 1435 or whatever it is. Like you have like these like really heritage stories that, are sometimes harder to come by just because of the depth of like how old the culture is here around agriculture and some of those things.
Incredibly, it's inspiring and inspired.
Yep. And
I think you're right. It's inspired from culture. I did do a little, of course, I was on the train here from Paris and had to do a little Googling.
Nice.
Wheat's a top crop by acreage in France.
Yeah.
Same with Spain, which I found interesting. But then if you really want to think about it, like there's bread is not a no-no here, right?
And people always talk about the fact they come over here and they eat bread, they eat pasta, they're like, gluten-free or celiac in the U.S. And like, is there something that I know that, I always find like I come back from, I'll do Cannes and then I'll do an extended European vacation. I'll come home and I've lost 10 pounds and still eat, like I do in the States. But there's something about, maybe it's just because I'm walking everywhere too. But is there something, because you always hear about this like, like Europe, outlaws 5,000 ingredients that they don't in the U.S. Is there something different about the way they do food in Europe than the way they do in the States?
Well, I think GMO is a big part of it, right? I think farming practices is a big part of it. I think that's something we all know.
Yeah.
But truly, it comes down to the value proposition of food here.
Yeah.
It is highly valued.
Yeah.
And it's not about abundance.
Yeah.
It's about taste, quality.
It's not portion size. It's like everything is portioned well.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's the opposite of what you're gonna find at like Outback Steakhouse, right? Like.
Well, I am not gonna slam Outback Steakhouse at all. But what I'll say is like that's just not the value proposition for most people eating here. It's really about like the qualitative experience and truly connecting. And I mean, like this morning I was eating a banana for breakfast and. Like I'm on the sticker, on the label on the banana is that I was eating the official banana of the Tour de France.
Oh, I love
I
that.
have never seen a licensing deal, or not a licensing deal. I have never
sports marketing deal with a staple like that.
I mean, they might have a licensing deal, but like I have never seen an ad campaign on a sticker for a major cultural event.
That is a really cool insight.
And I thought that was cool. And just, I was like, oh my gosh, of course, take a picture. I'm going to write a blog about it.
Of course.
We're going to talk about it.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah, but that was interesting.
I thought it was kind of cool that there was, one of the things I love about Europe when I travel here is there's always farmers markets.
Yeah.
There was a farmers market across the street from the Palais, like literally right there. It's front and center. People are shopping and it's like, buying fresh daily is kind of part of
for sure
from local producers and stuff like that as part of the culture here.
I went to the farmers market.
Yeah,
of course.
Of course I
did. That was like my first destination before actually seeing anything else.
So fun.
But I mean, like I have never had a yellow plum before. I had a yellow apricot, so definitely different hybrids varieties. Yeah. And again, it's really, they have smaller acreage here. They feed less people. Like, there's just so much that goes with that.
Vertical farming, you'll see, like, you're driving through Tuscany or Spain, and, like, you'll see a whole hillside going, 1,000 feet up, and every terrace, every level is 10 feet down, another plant 3 rows, 10 feet down, plant 3 rows. It's like they really take advantage of the, the landscape no matter what to get the job done.
But I also think it's about the business of food here is very different because it's less about like the scale is different. But that also goes into because the consumers expect a certain kind of product. So it is all at small scale. Now, I don't know how fiscally, I'm not familiar enough to know how the economics play out for that.
Small farms and,
right. Don't know how that all works. I'm very familiar and can talk about that ad nauseum in the United States. But again, I think it's just the most inspiring takeaway constantly is whenever I'm in Europe and here in Cannes too, is just like the value alignment between food and culture. It is a priority. And that's something that I would love to see happen more of in the United States. It's why we're supporting our clients build out value add brands. It's why we're trying to like really create more value about like how it's farmed, processes by whom, with what kind of social responsibility. That's just super essential to it. And just creating more avenues and more opportunities for just dynamic marketing of high quality food from a food ingredient.
Yeah, I know from my perspective, like the number one thing, the last thing I will ever cut on my budget is my food. I'll always buy top ingredient things that are produced organic, and things from the farmers market, and proteins directly from farmers and ranchers or fishermen. Specialty foods, like that's the last place in my budget that I ever give slack. And
it's because you value it.
Yeah, exactly.
So that way you are identifying value opportunities.
Travel is number 2, but food is number 1.
I understand. No, I get it for sure.
Awesome. Well, Ali, always fun to sit down to you and learn about your thinking. I love that you have such a fun perspective on the world. It must be like everywhere you travel for either business or pleasure, you probably look intentionally for those moments of like picking up a banana, not just feeling it and eating it, but looking at the sticker and seeing what does that mean and what was the thinking of the person that produced it and really the marketing of it. So it's a fun way to experience the world through our industry, and always love talking with you about it. So thanks for coming on, spending a little bit of time.
Thanks, Dylan.
Cheers. Bye.
On YouTube, finding the right audience to build a media plan requires hours of research. And optimizing campaigns is time-consuming and a bit of a guessing game. That's why we built technology to do it for you. Strike Social.